my mom's for Thanksgiving, and I remembered I have not my childhood, I'd say more my high school, junior high-esque bookshelf. It used to contain all my children's books, but when we moved, I switched it over to my more grown-up stuff. So I thought it'd be fun to see how I left it. I think my mom may have messed with it a bit, but see what it looks like, see what we have, and talk about it. So let's get into it. So the bottom shelf, we have these little knickknacks. This is the monkey. So I'll go ahead and remove those so we can look at the books. So over here we have writing and pony care. And then we have some stuff tucked behind here. Oh. Questions and answers about horses. Piper's coming to help. You trying to hide Mom's horse girl past? Yeah. So those are like non-fiction horse education related stuff. Then we have the fictional horse books like Blackjack, this really pretty copy of Black Beauty. I just want to take a second to admire this book. Look at that. Looks like it was a Christmas present. Never knew that. Beautiful book, honestly. And then we have To Ride the Sky, which is a smaller book. Then we have 101 Animal Secrets, because of course. Then we have a Learn About Animals book, a dog book, another dog book, a book I bought from our library store, Kavik, the wolf dog. And then we have Call of the Wild, classic. And then Why is Snot Green? That's a good one. And then we have Space Detective Handbook, Hi Piper by Piper. I remember I made lessons on this for school and took them to teach my class about constellations. So then it looks like we're getting into more fiction books. So these two are both World War II related. Prisoner of Night and Fog, which I have not read this one, but it looked good. I bought it at a book fair. Big surprise. And then I have read this one, Between Shades of Grey. This one is really good. And then next to those, we have My Fake Boyfriend is Better Than Yours, which I have read. Beautiful book. Awesome. And then this is another book I got at a book fair. Hunter. I have not read this. And then what is this? It's upside down. The Best Poems Ever. Okay. Why it's in between those two, I do not know. Took. This is by Mary Downing Hahn. She was one of my favorite authors growing up. She wrote a bunch of like scary, like ghost story-esque stuff. That was the last book of hers that I've read. It's really good though. If Kids Ruled the School. I've read this like 10,000 times. This is another Mary Downing Hahn, The Ghost of Crutchfield Hall. That's a really good one. And then we have Bites, which is a bunch of scary stories. I think I ordered this from like a Scholastic catalog. This is another one of my mom's books. This one scared me. Just the cover, it terrified me. Still kind of does. I don't know why I decided to leave it here. Conjured. This is another book I got at a book fair. Another kind of spooky story. It's really good. The Orphan Queen. Another book I got at a book fair. I have not read that. And then Gilded, which I have read. I know it's a series. I wasn't really too interested in continuing on though. And then Starters. I remember I loved this book. And then I got this book at a book fair because it was really big at the time. I have not read it, actually. And then I got this book, which I also have not read. And then this book, which I got because I thought it looked cool, and then realized it was like a children's book, and I was in high school at the time, so I was like, oh. Still really cool cover. Still have not read it though. And then I got this Black Widow Forever Read because I love Black Widow, but no, I have not read it. And then I have The Fates Divided by Veronica Roth, which is the second book in a duology, and I have the first book. I don't know why they're separated. And then we have Legend. I read this last year. Wasn't too big a fan of it. And then we have Amaze Me, which is a book of poems, which the author actually signed for me, I believe. Look at that. Famous. I'm special. Just kidding. And then over here we have the Ugly series. I read the first 3, and then I didn't. Maybe I did read extras. I don't know if I finished it. They were all as good as they were cracked up to be, I remember. And then I have my Deadpool comic books. And then we have I had asked for comic books, and my grandma got me a ultimate character guide for Marvel. So she did her bestest. And then this was for Poetry Out Loud, and I memorized these poems and performed them. I was robbed of first place. Still salty. Put our knickknacks back. Jeebus. On our second shelf for knickknacks, we have my Ollivander's wand, which is broken. And then we have a Ravenclaw pin, even though I haven't read any of the Harry Potter books by myself. My mom read the first one to me and a bit of the second, but yeah. I like the movies though. And then I have this horse statue, which was my grandpa's. For here we have the Hunger Games, of course. I need to bring this back up with me actually, because those are my babies. Then we have the Maze Runner, which I wasn't that big a fan of. And then we have Fangirl, which was hyped up a lot when I was in school, but I never read. Then we have The Falconer and Carve the Mark. I haven't read Falconer. I have read Carve the Mark. It is the first book of that duology for The Fates Divided. That book there. But I really like the cover. I know it's a bit controversial book, so I won't get into it too much, but I think the cover is really pretty. And then over here, it's kind of a mess. We have Scorched, which is upside down, which my friend really hyped up to me, and I mean, that looks cool as hell, but I haven't read it actually. And then I have some hardback classics, so Little Women, Treasure Island, another Black Beauty, not as pretty as the other one. Look at that. And then Wizard of Oz. Then we have Beautiful Creatures, which I thought I was going to read after I saw the movie, and then I couldn't read it. And then we have 4, which I started reading, as you can see, and I never finished it. And then we have Nobody's Perfect, which was a book my mom had. and it's kind of like poems. I really like that book. Then we have a crossword book, a word search, and then I have the books from when we went to see Wicked, like the special programs you can get or whatever. And then a coloring book. And then this is the thesis I made along with my mom. When she was getting her thesis, I also made one. So I made one called Helping Children Learn. And there we got the nice cover page. And here we have blue, green, and red. So teaching colors. Red makes apples. Green makes the grass. Blue makes the sky. I apparently messed up there. Red, blue, and green made a book. I'm not sure on that, but red, blue, and green. Really hooked on these colors. Only sick people need drugs. What? So never be foolish to think drugs look dandy, for they can cause sickness when taken for candy. I don't do drugs, kids. That's an important lesson. Oh, and then we're playing around with the letters. Right, night, tight, light. Look at that. Just little geniuses. That's a poem I wrote. And then this is numbers. A word search with colors again, it looks like. Love our colors. Crossword. And that's all I have to teach children. From 2007. So that was my bookshelf from when I was, not wee little lad, but when I was a teenage ghoul. It's kind of messy, very disorganized, but I figured it'd be a fun, quick video to show you what my bookshelf used to look like, or along the lines of what it used to look like. If you want to see my bookshelf now that I have at my apartment, I'll leave a link to that bookshelf tour up here. As always, if you like this video, make sure you give it a like. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I post. And comment down below what your kind of childhood bookshelves look like. I'm curious to see. So, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!